So we're live, Marki. So before we get started, I am going to, I'm Carrie Bey-Little. I am a real estate agent in the state of Illinois. I am also a digital marketing instructor, continuing education instructor, licensed with the state of Illinois. I'm an agent with Baird & Warner Real Estate here in Glen Ellen, Illinois. I can tell you all kinds of things about me, but maybe I'll just give you what you might not know about Carrie, and that would be I'm an identical twin. So Marki, go for it. Oh, before Marki tells you about her, remember to high five if you like what you're hearing, and remember to tell a bird. And if you have questions, you can give your questions that way. For me, it's to my right, but for you, it's the other way. So remember to high five. We like those. And so Marki, tell us all about you.
Well, my name is Marki Lemons-Ryhal. I'm a social media speaker. I am a licensed managing broker in one state and a licensed broker in another state. I do not practice real estate. I only do referral transactions because I'm never here to facilitate a real estate deal. And what else? I'm a licensed real estate continuing education instructor, and I have the ability to teach CE classes in 45 states. What don't you know about me? I am officially a retired full-figure runway model because I have overused my knees and I have unilateral osteoarthritis of the knees. So you won't see a sister in no more high heel shoes.
But if you follow Marki on her Facebook page, she's got some awesome photos. So I will say, yeah, go find her on Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or Instagram. Shall I go on? Okay, yes. So today's topic is email marketing for realtors. Feel free to send your questions via the chat. We do join you to ask that you consider joining us in the room. If you see that the seat is open, you can join us. But I do want Marki to give you her top tips on email marketing. It is a little bit different for the real estate industry. So go for it, Marki.
Well, one is consistency, and one is to get everyone's contact information. A lot of people have IDX feed websites with registration pages. In addition to using that, I believe that you should use Leadpages and landing pages where you're giving relevant content out for the community. Because Carrie Bey is an MLS trainer, she is always providing us with free tools and tips to use the systems we've already paid for. So there's an abundance of content. I don't want anybody to pay for content. You already have content. But every report you can utilize to attract market, like let's say, for instance, Hyde Park might have grown 15% last year. I might put out a free report, learn how Hyde Park grew by 15% in 1 year. And it's a PDF form. I have a lead page. In order to get that PDF, you have to provide your contact information. And so we have PDFs, the top 10 tips, how to see 20% return on your first investment, whatever you want it to be. Pull a report to support that. And instead of giving it away, you want to invite people to download it for no charge. Also think about doing a webinar. I used to specialize in purchase rehab deals. When I bought our house, within 1 year, we did a refinance rate and term at 62% LTV. So all of that was sweat equity. I literally could write a report on how to go from 97% LTV to 62% LTV in less than 12 months. But instead of writing a report, think about doing a webinar, because webinars have the highest conversion rate, which means you get the most email addresses. And you could do that utilizing, actually, you could do a landing page and do something free like any meeting or a Google Hangout, but they had to give you the information in order to get the link to register for the page. And so those are just some of the things that I would do. Carrie, within our MLS, is there any way to capture email addresses?
Oh, that's a great question. Now, I always like to tell real estate agents, especially because we have people joining us from all over the world. And with our MLS, we have a lead capture form. So we can use this lead capture form to generate leads. And it's really easy to do. Every agent gets their own lead capture form. It's under settings, and you can share it anywhere. You can share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, in your email signature. Because I have real estate agents that just tell me, hey, I don't want to use Facebook. That's another topic for another day. But you can capture leads pretty much anywhere by using a lead capture form. And that's in our multiple listing system, that comes with your MLS fees. Now, Marki, I think you use something else to generate leads.
Well, I definitely use Leadpages, and I give away a lot of free reports. You can also put a free video and do a walk-in tour. And so even you could do a blab and repurpose the blab, right? And have it embedded on a separate page and use Leadpages in order to get the information to get to see the blab. I also use lead digits. So I'm pretty elated, Carrie. I think I got maybe 50% to Optin yesterday for Leadpages. So that list just grew, grew, and grew. Right? This was Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And then I was telling them about how I connect Evernote or your Google Contacts to your email marketing system with Zapier. So anytime you have a new contact that comes into that system, you can now add them directly to your customer relationship management system. Between tools like If This, Then That, and Zapier, you can connect almost anything to your customer relationship management system and send them relevant content. And I have an extremely low opt-out rate because one, I'm not bombarding people. Two, they are clear that I'm going to email them. Three, I give them exactly what it is I said that I was going to give them. And so, and you want to be consistent. I only email once per month. And at first I wanted to email people once a week. And I was talking to my mentor, Terry Watson, and he was like, Marki, my primary audience would be director of education or director of professional development. He said, I believe that that's going to be overkill for that group and they will end up opting out. So once a month, basically just lets people know that I'm still here. And that's what you want to do. You want people to know that you're still there and you want them to remember your name.
So here's my question for you. Did he tell you that he thought that was a lot for an education director?
He told me he thought it was a lot for an education director. He said he thought that once a week would be too much for an education director based on all the other information they're receiving.
So you say once a week or once a month?
He said once a week. I email once a month.
Okay. So, but once a month is pretty good for an education director. Now for the real estate industry, if I'm a real estate agent, how many times do you think I should email?
I would say every 2 weeks. That every week, it's a little bit much. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to think about how often you honestly engage with the email content that people send to you. That's how often people are engaging with your content.
Okay, so I have a different spin on this, and then I'll tell you what I do as an instructor.
Okay.
So, as a real estate professional, I actually email my list once a month with a newsletter. So once a month. However, I have segmented my clients based on where they are in the process. So if you tell me you're going to purchase in, let's say, September of 2016, then you get put on a drip campaign. So then I'm actually sending you something different from my sphere, from past clients, people that may have just closed. So there are people that love me, like me, and that would refer me. They're the ones that get something every single month. Then the people that sold a home, but they don't know that they love me yet. So they haven't been put into the category A list. So the people that don't know that they love me enough to refer me, they at least get something. If I'm not sure they should get something every quarter, they do go into a direct mail campaign, even though some people cringe when they hear that I still send mail. But I will actually send them an e-card that's an anniversary card once a year for their home purchase. Uh-oh, what's coming? What does she have back there?
So I do direct mail pieces.
Oh, good. See, I'm a firm believer. You know, I did the research. 80% of marketers are still buying your home addresses, your business addresses. Experian, the data's out there if you Google it. Experian has another company. Now, they're not just a credit company. They are a data aggregation company, and they are still selling your data. And I don't know if everybody should check their mail, especially in the United States. All of you should check your mail. And are you actually still receiving direct mail? Are you getting more email, or are you getting more direct mail? So that's just a whole nother way of looking at it. And I will tell you, I actually look at my personal email and I hit the shift key and I go right down, and I'll stop if I think I need it and I'll keep it. But I will actually delete more email faster than I will walking from the mailbox to the recycling bin. It actually gets looked at longer because I have to hold it in my hand. So I do, go ahead.
There's a report out that said that people actually read more of their mail now than they were because they're receiving fewer pieces of mail. So the competition isn't as heavy in the mailbox as it is in the inbox.
Oh, I like that. So Dale said, I still direct certain people and issues. I'm not sure what that is, but I think I understand. Welcome. I think it's Nathaniel. Aaron, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to tell a bird, high five us. Okay. So my other tip was, and again, some of you know I'm an instructor. So when it comes to being an instructor, I have a different list. Marki probably has the same list. So not for the education directors. One day I'll get to your level. But I have people that I train for technology with the multiple listing service, and they actually get an email once a week. No one has ever opted out because I do opt-in forms. And the truth is if you opt in, you're less likely to opt out. Just like with your lead pages, you had a 50% capture rate. I think that's fabulous. And I change the classes get added every week, and people always want to find me. If you can get me and it doesn't cost you anything for 1 hour, that's what people are looking for. Yeah, I see, Justin. You know what I mean. So I send an email once a week because I get new classes every 30 days. So people want to know when those classes are. And if you see my classes before anyone else, then you're guaranteed a seat. So I do email that group once a week. Not the same day.
So now I think I'm going to segment my list, and I'm going to do Chicago realtors who've taken a class with me, and then maybe they might get 2 emails a month, and one would just be upcoming events.
Yeah, and it's just absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. And you know what? One thing that Winning Agent stated was the biggest advantage of the emails is that you can see the open and the click-through rates. Yes, and in some mail systems, if you look at it, you get a different email. If you click on it, you get a different email. So you can take one list and probably segment it 10 to 15 different ways through a process, which is what I love about the system. And then I also have my merchants account tied to there. So it's also gauging my online sales as well.
So now tell us what marketing system you use. And you did say you don't actively sell, but don't let Marki fool you. Marki doesn't sell, but she refers. So Marki's still getting paid in the real estate industry. So she still is. Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm really thinking about how to just have a referral brokerage. And so I use Infusionsoft. Outside of any Actually, Infusionsoft is the only standalone email system I've ever used outside of working for a brokerage. So formerly, I was a partner in a Keller Williams franchise. I did a memorandum of understanding to open a new Century 21 affiliate office. And so I've used whatever systems those companies provided me, but then decided that I would have my own standalone email system. And even if I went to go work for another big brokerage, I'll never let my email system go, because I'm going to always have a separate business from any brokerage that I would work for. And I want to have control over all of that content. I don't want to have to export it. I want it to be branded a certain way. And because I've seen a substantial increase in my income that I attribute directly to my email marketing system, it's the one thing, if I could, I'd go back and kick myself dead in the butt. I should have had this system set up years ago. But I just didn't, you know what I'm saying? And so there isn't any time like the future. And I think we all hear people talk about this and the importance of it. And we say, yeah, and I can tell you now, it has increased my income. I would probably say 100% because of the consistency, the branding, the content that it's providing.
So before,
hey, Noah.
Hi, Noah. So before Noah starts to chat with us, Marki, you said something that I think everyone should understand. You said brand consistency. It doesn't mean exactly the same, but consistency. So explain that when it applies to email marketing and how that might apply over social media, your website, and your blog.
So before I decided that I was going to go into email marketing, I decided that I wanted to redo my brand. And so if you see some of my, well, one, I'm Marki Lemons everywhere. Two, my logo is the same everywhere. Three, I went and took all new photos that I've branded everywhere. And when you see my email, you see the same identical branding. And so it's branded consistent across every single channel. When we look at technology today, it's leveled the playing field, and you can look like a Target, a Best Buy. And so I have a nice header at the top of my emails. You know exactly what I do. And each email is also a standalone web page. And so once I develop that content, I can now direct you just to that page alone through my e-signature, through Facebook, whatever the case may be. It's not on my blog site, and I could use the content inside of my blog if I wanted to. And guess what? I do. I pick snippets out, but it's the same brand everywhere you go.
So hi, Noah. What would you like to share? You have a question. I don't know. You might just be an expert, just like the rest of us.
Yeah. We talked last week. We're still meeting up when you come to San Diego, right?
We're coming.
Yes, we are. Okay, we'll be there on the 10th.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited. Everybody that's in the room, we've got a few people in the room. Don't forget to tell a bird. We'd love to get some more people in the room.
Tell a bird right there.
Yeah.
So
there.
I do. I have a similar job role to Marki. I run a real estate, mostly marketing and social media, and just growth. I call it growth hacking business, where we teach you how to really accelerate your sales by just working smarter, not harder, right? And email marketing is a core part of that. And the biggest question we get is, how do I start, right? Like what's the first step? I don't know what step one is. And a lot of people don't realize, you could start email marketing without even having like a website or a blog or Leadpages or anything. I mean, your smartphone, you have, 300, 400, 500 contacts. Some people have 1,000 contacts. You have past clients. You have LinkedIn. I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but you could actually export your contacts from LinkedIn. So that's a great way to get started. Once you aggregate all of these contacts that you already have and you load it up into an email marketing system, you'd be surprised. You probably have somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 contacts just to start, right? And obviously, you're not going to load everybody into there, but you'll be surprised that a lot of friends and a lot of family, maybe not family, but friends, they don't know that you're an active realtor unless you keep in contact with them every single month or week. I'm talking like people that you went to school with and people that you see around the holidays, and that just generates top of mind awareness, referrals. again, these people might not be looking for a home, but their cousin is, or, dad's retiring and moving into town. And it's just an awareness. And to get started with it, I mean, Infusionsoft is like the cream of the crop. It's an expensive product. I personally use Aweber. A lot of people use Constant Contact. MailChimp has a free tier if your budget's just not there. But it's something, once you do it and kind of just break the ice, you're going to want to do it a lot, because you can see how many people are opening your email. You can see exactly who is opening your email. You can see how many times they're opening your email, and you can see where they're clicking and what links they're clicking on. So you get instant feedback on how your campaign is working. In my classes, I tell people, I go, you go to the printer and you print up these mailers and these postcards, and you don't get any responses, and you go back to the printer and say, hey, I want my money back. He's going to kick your butt out the store, right? But with email marketing, I mean, you try a campaign, you're getting very little return. You switch it up, or you could do A/B split testing, where you could send out 2 versions and see which does better. So it's very low cost to try a lot of different things.
And I was going to say, because we are all instructors. And we refer, some of us still sell real estate, actually take people out. But if you're a real estate agent, I love MailChimp. But let me say this. I would recommend that before you go out and try something new, go to training in your office, because your brokerage might provide a product for you. So why invest in something or even try to learn it if the managing broker is giving you something that's fairly easy to use? Now, if there could be a reason to use something different, because maybe you have a strategy, an exit strategy, so there might be a reason to use a different platform. And then I would say, consider doing the research on products for the real estate industry. There's so many out there. We know that there's Top Producer. There's something called Realty Juggler. I would say, even with RMLS, we give you a free email marketing newsletter. Did you know that, Marki?
No.
Yes, there's a free email newsletter. I'll have to tell you where that is, that real estate agents can use. And there was a RE/MAX agent that swore by it. And I'll go look when you guys are talking, and I'll share the link, because it might be available for anyone. So that's an option. And the other one I used to use was called Relationship Manager, and it's now called Panda. And Panda, a lot of the big brokerages are using, and it's a really easy system to use. But whatever you do, think about, what does it offer? Can you build newsletters? Can you build e-cards? Are there pre-created cards? Can you customize cards? And I like what Noah said, that can you look at the analytics? Can you segment the data? Can you check the click-through rate? Can you check to see when they're clicking? Are they actually moving forward after the click? And I think it's it says Carrio, but I think that's what it is, or it's Carrie. You can, even in MailChimp, you can determine that. You can actually segment the people that have been clicking and only email them special invites. So since MailChimp has a free platform, and they have products in there for your real estate, for the real estate industry, that might be another option. So
the best part about MailChimp,
what'd you say?
The MailChimp has a really unique feature, and I haven't seen it on too many other systems, where it'll connect to your subscribers' social profiles. I know some CRMs have that, but just having someone random come to my website and signing up and immediately being able to see on Facebook or Twitter what their occupation is, where they are, that's invaluable.
Oh, I like that. So I have a question for you, Noah, because with Infusionsoft, they're very particular about how you import content or contact information. Have you ever used something like a MailChimp or a system that isn't as particular to basically do a email that then maybe has a opt-in or lead page where you want to go after an old cold list. You don't want to use your premium system, but you want to see if those people are still interested in what you have to offer.
Yeah. So are you saying they're picky as far as, they don't want you to have cold, they don't want you to upload.
Oh yeah.
Cold.
And they have a whole list of stuff. I mean,
I use Aweber as my primary. I've used MailChimp, and Aweber is pretty popular amongst just the marketing community, just because they're a little bit lax on that type of stuff. Like MailChimp, if you wanted to stick like an affiliate referral code in for Leadpages, if you use MailChimp for affiliate marketing, they'll shut you down. If they're very strict on, who's your opt-in rates and things like that. Aweber, they're a little lax on that. So we don't want to tell people how to cheat, but you're right. Like if you have a MailChimp account, or you create a free MailChimp account, you kind of run an initial email through that, see who clicks or see who opens, and then segment that and export it into Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft will most likely be okay with that. Does Infusionsoft require a double opt-in?
It does not require double opt-in. You can select if you want it to be a double opt-in. So basically, if I have Zapier tied to it, if I have Infusionsoft tied to it, it'll pull that and let me just use that list. Which is why I know that I could. An example would be everybody who's on LinkedIn. I've exported all of their contact and email addresses. I would not load that system or those contacts directly to LinkedIn. I would want there to be maybe a MailChimp email that would go out to a lead page, maybe to a webinar. And if they opt in, it goes back to Infusionsoft, and then I'm safe.
Yeah.
And mail to them from there. So I was just wondering, had anyone done it that way? Because, I have, like 6,000 people on LinkedIn that I want to get to.
I had a client that actually got one of his accounts shut down from just emailing a 20,000 person cold list. Like I told him, I said, don't do it. And he was a mortgage guy. I told him, don't do it. And
did it anyway.
Yeah, because if you email me and I don't know you, do you know what happens?
What?
I delete it.
Well, that wasn't it. It was just spam, and I can imagine a lot of people reported it. The
problem is if you have if you buy a bunch of names, a bunch of those emails are no good and they bounce. So that's the first indicator, right? And then you got a bunch of people who mark it as spam, and that's the second indicator. And so they, the email services know when you buy a list that's no good. I might upload a list of 100 people, and if 2 are no good, I mean, that's okay. I may have fat fingered or someone may have misentered. But, if you're uploading a list of 20,000 and 2,000 are no good, you're a spammer. There's no doubt about that.
And you can have the opt-in option in MailChimp too. So that is an option. And you have a lead capture form in MailChimp. So there are some things you might want to try, Marki. You get all the analytics. You pretty much get everything. And I'm still using the free version, and I just started with Aweber. We need a Google Hangout, Noah, because it's not difficult to use. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little more plain looking, I guess, than MailChimp. Doesn't have the monkey that gives you the high five.
Yeah, I'm looking for the high five. He's high fiving me every time I send an email.
If you're going to spend any money, Leadpages, I love Leadpages for what you said. I use lead digits all the time in person. Aweber and I think MailChimp also have the feature. I may have shown it on the previous blab. They have an app where you can pass your tablet or smartphone around the room, and people can just, this is the sign up sheet to get the follow up material, right? Because I go into class and they're like, all right, where's the handout? And I'm like, there's no handout. We're teaching paperless agent here. And they're like, well, how am I going to remember all this? I go, I'm going to email it to you by the end of, while you're in class, you're going to get an email. They're like, how? I go, just putting your name and email. and it's called the Aweber Atom, ATOM app.
And you have a question here, and so I'm gonna so for those of you using Leadpages, which is Marki and Noah, Leadpages manage mail or landing page only.
It's more than land. Okay, so you have landing pages, you have opt-in boxes, and you have lead digits, right? That would be the three things. Yeah. So opt-in boxes, landing pages, and lead digits.
They integrate into so you basically tell Leadpages what information you want to capture, and when someone fills that out, it sends that to your email marketing system. They do have a feature that you can actually deliver something back, so they call it the lead magnet system. So you can upload a PDF directly into Leadpages, and when someone opts into your list, that Leadpages will just automatically send your PDF to their inbox. No delay.
And you can use, I don't use Leadpages yet. I just need an extra half an hour a day.
Yeah.
Someone can help me with that. But I'm coming.
Yeah.
One thing to think about, and you also can deliver that lead magnet with the lead digits. So when anybody opts in, and let me say this, everyone can't opt in. Generally, every time I provide my lead digit, I have 1 or 2, maybe 1%, 2% of people whose phone won't work for whatever reason. And that's okay, because I'll just email them directly. So yesterday, when people came to class, on my second slide, before I do my intro, I tell them, if you want a copy of the presentation, you have to download it. Text whatever the code is to 33444. Now I'm seeing them do it, right? And if I have my mobile device sitting here, it's telling me how many, right? So yesterday I had my highest opt-in ever, well over 100 people. And so I'm like, oh man, when one got to 100, then it opened up another one, and I started seeing them come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anyway, make a long story short, it instantly delivered the PowerPoint slides to them. And then because I have lead pages and lead digits tied to a page inside of Infusionsoft, it sent them a, hey, my name is Marki Lemons, so forth and so on. And then in 7 days, they'll get a follow-up email. And all of that is automated. All I'm doing, because the emails are set up in the system, is you get 10 lead digits. So I let them cycle, right? And I have a lot of events coming up over the next week or so. So I might only be able to keep one lead digit up 24 to 48 hours. And I'm seeing people sometimes opt in 5 to 7 days later. So it's going to be a little problem over the next couple of weeks, but you come back and you delete it and you set up a new lead digit. And I customize the lead digit to whatever the event is. So yesterday I was in Minneapolis. So I did MN, Minneapolis, Minnesota, MN Tech. Okay. And it's working very well, but I have everything tied to Infusionsoft, everything.
Yeah. I've found using, you probably guys can't see this, but yeah, so it's just the sign-in sheet, right? And so there's like some people who just can't get it together, like even like, wait a minute, I have to text what to 3222. So sometimes like, I've tried that and I've tried this, and I actually get a lot more response than this, because I do it on the iPad when I pass it around. People are like, and then, the neighbor's like, here, let me do it for you, because everyone knows how to use the smartphone and the iPad. I do the lead digits on podcasts because those are audio, right? So nobody has to write anything down. But like in a real life situation, you can do like with Leadpages, like in an open house, right? Like you could set your iPad up in an open house and say, hey, just sign in right here. I mean, it looks so like professional, right? Or, you could use the sign-in sheet too, but load all those names into your email marketing system. Follow up.
Someone over to the that way says, I wonder if that's the reason why Marki only got a 50% opt-in. It's because, the average age of a real estate agent is 57,
right? But
everyone that's on the internet is between the ages of, birth and 40. 5 is because the percentages are huge. But when you get to 45 and up, it drops to 65%. And that's because we're afraid to use the technology.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this, 50% is freaking awesome.
Right. I'm sure that they meant.
Because no one is doing what I'm doing. I mean, and I think Carrie might now, and some other real estate instructors are starting to do it.
I'm just trying to keep up.
But I can tell you right now, the follow-up gets me so much business. It's unreal. Like my head is about to burst right now because, people, when I look at real estate education and some of the things that we do, oftentimes people believe that what we do, they shouldn't have to pay for. It should come to them via their association, or it should come via their managing broker. So 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be hired by a real estate association, a bank, or a title company that's trying to build its realtor relations, or a franchise. I'm at the point now, because of the follow-up, the individual agents are like, can I hire you? Because I see what you just did. I want to do what you do. And so now my clientele base has broadened where, because I'm demonstrating it to them as I'm teaching it to them, they like, oh, if I could do this, oh my God. And I saw her stand and talk the whole time. She didn't touch a keyboard. Is how they looking at it now.
But look what Justin said. Justin said it well.
What did Justin say?
He said, you guys are getting the opt-in because when you are speaking, you have built-in instant credibility. But Marki, how long have you been speaking?
See, here's the next problem. I've been a licensed real estate instructor since 2006, and it took me 10 years to just put that into place. I need my butt whooped.
Well,
I wasn't ready.
You could put these opt-ins, lead pages, anywhere. I mean, you could put the link into a YouTube video. You do a webinar. You do the link. Marki, I've done the lead digits before at an in-person event, and I actually find it effective to put the lead digits like on the screen, like if you have a projector. When people walk in, the material from this class is available at text and then tech to whatever 3222. So just so people get it, like, and there you go.
But you know what, Carrie? When we do events from now on, because generally the event has a branded slide when we go in, we should ask them for the branded slide and then put that on there because it's up for 30 minutes before we get there.
Chicago Blog Week. If any of you don't know, if you're in the Chicagoland area on November 9th, Marki and I are speaking at Chicago Blog Week. I want to come.
Yeah, that sounds good.
If you got, I wrote it, but if you can ever see Marki live, she's so entertaining. She can hold.
She's entertaining on here. I love
There's a book called Lean In. Marki makes you lean in.
That's the actress in me. I really wanted to be in Hollywood, right? Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, but we got to do that, Carrie. Thank you. See, this is why I love about Blab. We come on and other experts hop on, and as the result, we're learning at least 1 to 2 little things that we're tweaking, which is why, did I say tweaking? Yeah, I meant to tweak. Yeah, tweaking. That we're tweaking, not twerking, tweaking. And it's actually increased our business even over the last, 2.5 months, 90 days.
And now you're forcing me. And I today, when you started talking about the digits, I'm telling you, I just wasn't there, but somehow within the next 48 hours, I'm going to do this with something. Marki knows I have so many handouts. I stopped handing things out, but the way you can get it from me is I use MailChimp and I force you to sign up for a specific list. And then in 2 days, I was sending it back because it's free. So Craig, that's how I was doing free because I saw the post. So I'm going to test the lead pages and I'm going to use it because I have really nice handouts that I give away all the time. And I stopped carrying paper. But today, when you started telling me about how people can't figure out how to use their phones, I told Marki about this new tool I was going to use in my CE class, because I have to do something different because I'm the new CE instructor on the block. I've been training CE for continuing ed, if you don't know what CE is, for 3 years. I've been an instructor since 2008. So I'm very techie. So I try to bring tech into the classroom. And so I used Socrative.com. Okay? And so Socrative allows me to engage with people. And what's great about it is I could actually post quizzes to keep you engaged with me so I don't lose you. Yes, I did get my kids a week and a half ago to cut out these little handouts so I can do like these card games. It's great. It was awesome, but I couldn't get them to cut anything else out this time. So I had to go digital. But it was amazing that there were agents that were like, oh, what do I do? It's hard, but if you post that at the beginning of the class, they're trying to figure it out before class starts.
I've also hung a sign at the, sometimes they post a placard what the Wi-Fi code is. I also hang a sign right below there too. Text XYZ to whatever.
And give them the Wi-Fi.
Because
excellent.
When you tell it to them verbally, it doesn't make sense. But for some reason, when they see it on the screen, it's they have to look up twice and they figure it out.
Well, I had it on the screen, but I didn't have it like the 30 minutes before. Yeah. So then they would have it downloaded and give a little bit more direction.
Yeah, and they look at everybody and they're doing it. Yeah. So it's a good thing to have, but for some reason I just still use the electronic sign up. And when you respond to them too, make sure you put links. So I don't know if you guys are like on YouTube. Like I have a YouTube channel. I actually put the subscribe link. I go, make sure here's what you need to do. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I think I say visit my YouTube channel, but it really just subscribe to them. Send them a link to my Facebook page, my Twitter. That way, even if they unsubscribe, they're still getting my content. I don't get too many unsubscribes, but if you're sending an email out every time you upload a YouTube video, that could get annoying or could get lost. But YouTube, once you upload a YouTube video, YouTube will email them saying the person you subscribe to has a new video, right? So Winning Agent Mastermind, my company, just upload a video and your entire subscription list gets that, even if you don't email them, right? Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense? So YouTube
yeah.
sent
okay.
the information, not me.
I got you. You're right.
Are there any questions over to the right, left, right, whatever it is? I'm trying to find a link for Marki so I can share it.
Which one was that?
Oh, your conference live.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so we're just giving you the heads up. Carrie and I leave November the 10th. We are heading out to sunny San Diego for the National Association of Realtors Conference and Expo. We are both featured attendees. And so if you go to their main website, and I think Carrie's going to put the link in, we will be sharing information from behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on the street, in every form of content, whether that's video, Periscope, we don't care. We're going to have it. And so we're planning to do a blab every day where we have to coordinate our calendars while we are there. It is going to be freaking awesome. And even though there are 20,000 of us that will be present, there are well over 1 million of us globally. So the whole purpose of featured attendees is to bring the other, 980,000 plus members information about what's going on at the conference.
Right. Okay. So it's almost 8 o'clock and we know that we could go on for hours, but we'd like to make things specific. We're here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. We're going to test out a few different time slots because we know it's 5 p.m. On the West Coast. So we are going to test some different time slots, but so we are not keeping everyone late. I'll go first. And I'll just give you my few tips about email marketing. My dog has decided he wants to be held. Right. And then I'll have Noah, and then I'll have Marki bring it home. So when it comes to email marketing, my first tip would be take advantage of the email marketing your brokerages offer before you go invest in something new. Then consider a product that's specifically designed for real estate. If you have the deep pockets, yes, Infusionsoft, Aweber, the free tool, MailChimp, Constant Contact could be another option. Some of the products that I really, really like, and I did post that one link from the housing trends over to the right that I will post again before we end. You could try that out. I know it's available for our MLS, but just test it. They might have a drop-down menu for your MLS. And Realty Juggler is $99 a year. And they got a really cool tool. I signed up just to test it. They uploaded all of my company logos, everything. They've helped me so far. So I thought that might be a good option. Research Top Producer, because that could be an option. And then some of my last tips I'd like to give you is make sure you import your current list. Always scrub your data, because if you're sending bad data, people will opt out. Consider an email campaign, pre-schedule holidays, birthdays, home anniversaries, important events. And to me, an important event, if some of you don't know, in our area, Chicago, we are going to daylight savings time this weekend. So if you don't put your clock back an hour, you will be at church on time. I have more tips, but what I'll do is I'm going to actually blog about the rest of my tips. So Noah, give us your final thoughts.
Sure. Well, again, just use the resources that you have and just export them from your smartphone, from your current email list. Start today. I mean, the hardest part is starting. Once you start, just get it going. Use other forms of social media within your email marketing. And so give links to your social accounts, give links to your blog, have people automatically sign up to get your content there. And, collect a lot of email addresses. It's a numbers game. And, I saw someone saying on the right here, this is more about staying top of mind. It's not the messages that you're delivering are important, but it's staying in front of people. People need to know that you're an active realtor and this is your livelihood and you know what you're doing and you know the area and you're an authority figure. And that's all I have.
Now I have someone, good job, Noah. So Marki, before you give your closing thoughts, I do have someone that's jumping in. So I'm going to see if they have a question and then I'll let you finish. So Marked for Life.
They're trying to come.
Uh-oh.
He's trying, though. Keep on trying. Do.
So,
hey, would it be against the rules if I put a link to my blog in the corner?
Drop it down.
Go ahead. Put it over. I told everyone.
I
didn't know the blog. Put it over there. Absolutely.
I'll put a link to my YouTube.
Okay. So that person couldn't get in, so I'm going to go ahead and let Marki give her final thoughts. If you do have questions, I'm going to post Marki Lemon's website over in the chat feed, so you can contact her. And Noah just posted his, so contact him. Follow us on the NAR Conference Live, and I'll make sure that I blog about the upcoming conference live, and I posted my blog, which is smartgirlmedia.com. Okay, Marki, give us your
My final thoughts are look at all the tools that you actively engage with and see how you can connect them with your customer relationship management system so that when you are consistently active with scanning business cards, with dropping people into your Google contacts, with doing an event, standing in front of people, you want to be able to gather that information and you don't want to have to repeat redundant tasks. And so I definitely tie everything into my customer relationship management Leadpages that has lead digits, my Google contacts, and Evernote. And I do use tools like If This Then That and Zapier to make that happen. So I want to pull all of your information from all the different tools I engage with you or social media sites on, into my customer relationship management system, which means the list grows faster, but people have already said, hey, I want something from you, or they've gotten something from you, which means you've demonstrated value.
Okay, thank you. So before we go, I always like to take a picture of everyone in the room. So
wait,
let's do that.
I got my pose together real quick for you.
Wait a minute. Keep the pose, because I need to do it again, because for those of you that joined late, I'm on a PC and I'm usually on a Mac, and for some reason I couldn't get on with my Mac. So so smile. One more. Okay, so thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to stop the recording now. The replay will be available. We will share it on YouTube. We will retweet the replay so you can watch it. Make sure you click on Marki Lemon's name to follow her on Twitter. Check the little person to the right of her name to follow her on Blab. Same with Noah. Click Noah's name to follow him on Twitter. And then also click the person to the right of his name and follow him on Blab. And the same for me. And always when you're on Blab, make sure you high five the people you are watching if you like the content they are bringing.